Has this ever happened to you? Hey, check it out, I just completed my Pikachu Master Set.
Well, what about that card with Pikachu in the background? No!
Let's not have that happen to you.
Enhance.
Dear God, it's beautiful.
This video shows every Gen 1 Pokemon featured in other card artworks. That includes Pokemon, trainers, silhouettes, clothing, inanimate representations, jumbo cards, and one-of-one promos. This includes any language exclusives as well, and I'll even include the PokemonPocket cards since some of you like to buy those fan-made cards on Etsy. All this to say, I want you to feel confident showing off your master sets, so wish me luck that I didn't miss any. This video will not cover card prices and values, that is not what this channel is about. I just love to shed light on card artwork and the various ways we can collect Pokemon cards. Alright, listen to my intro song while I chug some water, because this is gonna take a bit.
Fly high, banana leaf, palm frond. My guy, the Pokemon Don Juan. Long neck, thick cheeks, couple 100 pounds. Dinosaur, but no fossils found underground. Now it's time to lock in, cause it's going down.
Welcome Gen 1 Master Setters, OG fans, or loyal Pokemon collectors. We're going to go in roughly chronological order by Pokédex number, but I'm grouping cards together to save time where I can. Now, before I start, this is your chance to make predictions because I have 3 questions for you. With 30 years and over 20,000 cards for the TCG, how many Gen 1 Pokemon do you think have 0 cameos? And which ones? You can probably guess that Pikachu has the most, but who's next in line? Let me know in the comments, because I will tell you right now, I was a little caught off guard. If you see this icon throughout the video, that means this Pokemon has a cameo in one of the winning illustration contest artworks for the Secrets of the Jungle movie. The winning artworks were made into jumbo promos, but there aren't any good photos of these cards, so we work with what we got. And a final note here, I'm going to try to keep my dialogue to a minimum throughout the bulk of this video, mostly because I want the artwork to speak for itself. But also, if I commented on every single one of these cards, this could be hours long. So I think it's better if I just keep blitzing on through these and you can pause the video when you need to see a certain card. Cool. You ready? I'm ready. Let's do this. That's Bulbasaur silhouette in the top left. We don't see Bulbasaur, but we do see its Pokeball on the right. That's Ivysaur's flower in the bottom left corner, and its vine on the right on that connected artwork. I'm including all Pokemon that have a trainer card, even if their name's on the trainer. The infamous Pokemon Illustrator card shows that Pikachu has drawn Charmander. And that's a pretty dangerous spot for Charmander to be, in the water. Charmander's Pokeball is on the left. This close-up shows that Charizard is on the shield for the police department from the Detective Pikachu movie. This was a one-of-one promo given out to some of the artists that helped with the 25th anniversary soundtrack. Charizard's shadow in the grass. Charizard's on that flamin' hot not Cheeto bag, and it's on the Hammerlock gym badge. Center Pokeball. Sorry, Wartortle fans, all you get is half a cutoff. There's Butterfree Silhouette in the top right. There's a very subtle one. A 1 of 1 given to Post Malone for his help with the 25th anniversary album. Our first Alolan variant. Furo was drawn on these cave walls.
It's Pikachu!
Pikachu and Psyduck in the back. That's Pikachu Silhouette in the bottom right corner. Pikachu is one of the options for the arcade game and the card flip game. Pikachu is also drawn on these cave walls. Pikachu's chatting with Lucario on that screen. Pikachu Silhouette on that paper. That topiary is in Striaton City. Katy Perry, 25th anniversary soundtrack. Peonia's earrings. Pikachu mask at the festival grounds. Easier to see on this Kieran artwork. Silhouette in Viridian Forest. And these are all some promos for finishing first, second, third, or even fourth in some instances in some of the tournaments over the years. Pikachu was featured on a majority of these artworks, so if you have several $1 million, you might be able to afford these for your own personal collection. These were all given out at Worlds. And some Japanese exclusives for their championship series. And then numerous pocket exclusives as well. Some of these I would love to see as physical cards. Cramorant, please, make it happen. That pin is Alolan Raichu's tail. We'll see a few of these. They were actually part of the vending series, so they were included with other cards. A lot of Clefairy cameos thanks to its infamous Clefairy doll. One of Lily's important possessions as well. And Mount Moon silhouette in the background. For this Clefairy card, we need to see the Mega Clefable there, so we can tell that that's the bottom of Clefable's body. And then here we have some cupcakes. Another one of these cards for the Pokemon Mansion. Sapporo's Pikachu shows a Alolan Vulpix. Jigglypuff was also drawn by a Pikachu illustrator. That's Jigglypuff in the bottom left corner. And Jigglypuff was also featured in the card flip game. Neon Sign. Koga's Ninja Trick had the band artwork in Japanese, and Golbat silhouette on the left. That's Oddish on the umbrella and on the card flip game, on the Jumbotron in the back. That's Oddish in the back corner there. And then here, I believe that's Vileplume in the bottom right corner, because we can see it matches this artwork by the same artist from 20 years ago. And actually, same goes for that Oddish that we saw earlier. And there's Venomoth on the architecture in the background. Very subtle. Diglett's an innocent bystander during this Charizard Mewtwo battle. Dugtrio is the Pokemon featured on the original Pokédex card, which is easier to see here. And we have one Alolan. That's Meowth on the far left wall. Psyduck with Pikachu. And then Psyduck was featured on the Worlds card every single year. You can see all of them here. One year it's an amphibious vehicle, but the other years it's pretty much just its normal self. Then 2025 it's riding dirty. I thought this was Mankey for the longest time, but it does have those metal bands around its wrists. I will die on that hill, but that's Growlithe in the top left corner. It can't be Squirtle. Hisuian statue, and in Perrin's camera's reflection. Growlithe was also featured on the number 1, 2, and 3 trainer cards here. Poliwag's on the card flip game. That looks like a Poliwag soap bottle to me. Stay tuned, there's more. One of my favorite cards of all time. That soap bottle's different now. It lost its pink top, so I think that's Poliwhirl. And the soap bottle again is now wider. I think that's Poliwrath. It evolved with Quaxly's line. Bill's PC showing who evolves with traits. And only some Mega Alakazam love here. This one's subtle, but there's a poster on the far left wall. This image shows that that is Machop. Machoke, also trait evolution. Bellsprout in the cloud as well. Love that card with Hoot Hoot. Weepinbell's Leaf in the bottom left corner. I've played enough Pokemon Snap to know those are Geodude's hands on the valley level. Geodude silhouette in the top right. And getting blasted during that Mewtwo Charizard battle. It's so small you can hardly tell it's Golem. To me, that looks like Ponyta in the artwork on the back. Galarian Ponyta. And then some pocket artwork so you can see the bookends and in the art frame. Some Slowpoke slivers. Slowbro silhouette. Magnemite in the original computer search, which is easier to see on this A-Spec, which is a different artwork. Now it's up to you if you want to include these or not. This is Iono, one of the Paldean gym leaders. She kind of rocks these baby Magnemite looking animatronic things. They're not actual Pokemon, but they do look very much like Magnemite, so I'm giving you that option to collect if you would like. This one's subtle, but it is on that poster in the back wall of Lieutenant Surge's gym. Farfetch'd got some base set love and nothing since. Doduo got a lot of love early in the TCG. Cave drawings as well. It's also featured on the number 2 and number 1 trainers. Dodrio got a couple slivers. That's something. Muck also featured on that architecture with Venomoth. Hopefully Shelter's okay in the desert. And I don't know what it's doing with Metacham, but it's doing some martial arts. This one is subtle, but that's Ghastly Silhouette in the top left corner. This Art Academy illustration winner is amazing. They featured every Ghost Pokemon from Gen 1 through Gen 6 in one card. The silhouette in the bottom right of that is Sabrina's Haunter. Hey, can we get the Pokemon Company to make that Rocky shirt with Onyx on it? Hypno seems to be sending Clefairy to the graveyard against its will. Voltorb silhouette next to Weedle. I'm assuming it's Voltorb because all the other ones are basic Pokemon. Hisuian Voltorb. Electrode Bobble on that Life Raft. Hisuian on that Robe. And an Exercise Ball. And Alolan Executor was featured a whole bunch once it was debuted. I think people really seem to love the Palm Tree guy. I mean, it is pretty cool. And featured on the stained glass in the museum card. That's Cubone looking up at Marowak's Cloud, and that ghost in the top right corner is actually Marowak, which you can decipher when you use the Silph Scope in the main games. I love that Lickitung is just licking Mr. Fuji's bald head. Coughing was featured on the arcade games. And on the Verbeek City Gym back wall with Roxy, one of my favorite gym leaders. Shout out to all the base players out there. A lot of Galarian wheezing inanimate love here in Jubilife Village. Smokestacks. A nod to the Rhyhorn races. Rhydon featured in that artwork behind Giovanni's head. Chansey featured on the number 2 and number 1 trainer cards. And that's Chansey on the Exadrill candy wrapper, which we can see again on the Wobbuffet card. Tangela is featured on the arcade game, partially cut off, and then on the Tangrowth Art Academy card. There's Kangaskhan way off in the distance, and there's Mega Kangaskhan. Horsey's on the fountain design, and I love that pocket card. Lots of Staryu. There's Staryu silhouette in the bottom right, the infamous band artwork. On the coffee mug, on the shirt. Those look like Starmie lights on the wall. This guy creeps me out. Less is more, right? Creeping through the window, and the Galarian Ice Skater. Team Rocket's Prison Cell. And these two cards show Scyther in the middle. Here's Jinx getting her hair braided. Pretty normal stuff. That appears to be Magmar's face in Blaine's gym, and then Fire Breather took some inspiration from Magmar as well. Tauros is on the cave painting walls. Magikarp got a lot of love throughout the TCG. That's a German Art Academy card. That sliver in the top left corner you can see from Hassel's art class in Paldea. And several pocket exclusives showing Mega Gyarados. Lapras' silhouette in the bottom left corner. Ditto also appears in the band artwork. In the photo frame, on the book cover. Again, drawn by Hassel students. One of the festival masks. A sandwich pick, and a curry dish. I'd be remiss not to include the Eevee bag that is famously worn by Penny, aka Cassiopeia, in Scarlet and Violet. Porygon is one of the toys on the wall. There's Ammonite's shell in several instances of Japanese vending series cards.
Excited.
Kabuto puzzle in the Ruins of Elf, plus numerous fossil cards over the years. That's a piece of Kabutops' full fossil in Roxanne's gym in Rustboro City. Another Ruins of Elf puzzle. Numerous fossil cards over the years, plus the old amber which is used for the fossil restoration program to bring Aerodactyl back to life. Lots of Snorlax cards over the years. There's a fraction of one. There's a Snorlax Kite. Snorlax was also in the arcade game. There's a Times Square ad with Snorlax on it. I don't think most people know about that one. And blocking the path in red and blue, which we can see again here with these pocket exclusives. The legendary birds were featured on these Japanese promos, plus the ancient ruins had a special shout out in the Skyridge set. Blanche from Pokemon Go wears Articuno on their jacket, and Ryfert wears an Articuno necklace. The ancient ruins are again featured with those statues. That Illusion Zoroark card shows all the legendaries from Gens 1 through 4. Spark from Pokemon Go wears a Zapdos necklace. A lot of the same cards here for Moltres, but we have Candela this time who wears Moltres on her jacket, and Moltres is seen at this Team Valor gym. A lot of people think this is Raichu, but those ears do not match Raichu's for me. I swear this has to be Dratini. I don't know who else it could be. Dragonair is on the book that Chespin is holding. And it's also on the stained glass on that museum card. That other fossil on the back wall is Dragonite's fossil, as we can again see from the screenshot from Roxanne's gym. Mewtwo is featured on these secret super battle cards, plus all these other Japanese promos. Good luck getting your hands on any of those. Behind Flabebe and Marowak is Mega Mewtwo X and Mega Mewtwo Y battling it out in the sky, and that newspaper or pizza box shows Mewtwo's silhouette on the left side of the card. This one's tough to decipher, but I do think that's Mew in the top left corner. And Mew is featured on several Pokemon Pocket cards in the Mythical Island set. I did want to get ahead of these couple cards real quick. Old PC and the Salvatore SIR both portray a Rhydon looking character, but I cannot in good conscience include those, because in Generation 1, very few sprites existed, and there were actually 59 Pokemon that used that Rhydon shape, including Ditto, Psyduck, and Mewtwo. Same for the other sprites, so I have to omit them. As for the Umbreon, someone once told me that this is Onix in the Ruins of Elf, but considering the full artwork includes Lugia and Ho-Oh, plus Onix is supposed to have a horn on its head, I think it's way more likely to be Steelix. Plus the mouth and the eyes resemble Steelix more than they do Onix for me. Anyways, remember this?
I have 3 questions for you.
As of June 2026, when I recorded this, we have 9 Pokemon with 0 cameos after 30 years. Additionally, we have one that only is featured in Pokemon Pocket, that would be Pidgeotto. If you are an English-only collector, then these 6 Pokemon do not have any English cameos, and if you're not into the inanimate representation, then these 5 Pokemon do not have any real-life cameos either. Now for the top 10 most frequent cameos. and Pikachu of course has a very comfortable lead. If you do want to count Iono's headpiece accessories, then we do have Magnemite jumping all the way up to number 6. And if you're not into the silhouettes, inanimate representation, clothing items, all that, you just want the regular warm body or cold bodied cameos, then these are the top 10 most popular living Pokemon cameos. So there we have it. I'd love to know how you did with your predictions. If you left a comment earlier, feel free to edit it and tell me how you actually did with your predictions. Were you as shocked as I was about some of the Pokemon without cameos? Seaking? Sure. But Arcanine? Ninetales? Holy smokes. And honestly, if you stuck around this long and you're vibing to this video, this is our chance to make our voices known. I would not be surprised at all if the Pokemon Company themselves did not know who had 0 cameos after all these years. So if you want to see change, you gotta be the change. Blow this video up. I'm kidding, but also not really. I mean, don't do it for my sake, but do it for Metapod's sake. Do it for Pidgeotto's sake. So now we're at the end, my friends. My hope was to have this be a one-stop shop for all the Gen 1 Pokemon. I'm pretty confident that there's at least a few cards you haven't identified before for their cameo, so I hope I was able to help even in the slightest. This is the first video of a new series, so if you have comments, feedback, suggestions, I'm all ears. But I'm not that good with After Effects, so please be realistic. I'm doing what I can. I appreciate you checking the video out. I'll have a shorter video for Gen 2 soon. Peace.